Hello everybody, welcome back to another Drive Masters 2 video. So in this video we're going to start our off-season preseason preview. We're going to go through all the changes in the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and Cup Series. So before we get started, I'm just going to say this. I'm going to give a shout out to Ross for making, on Discord, for making most of the Cup Series paint schemes. The Truck Series paint schemes, on the other hand, well, they may not look the greatest because they're made by me, and I'm not much of an artist, especially pixel artist. So I'm just using them as placeholders. And if anybody is interested in help making me some truck paint schemes, I'll definitely be putting those in. But I figured that way we're not delaying the season. I'm just going to use the paint schemes that I made as a placeholder. So don't mind if they don't look the greatest. I don't really care. It's just I'm going to use them as placeholders so that way we can get the season in the way. That's just mainly for the Truck Series. You may have some in the Xfinity Series, but nothing too crazy. So, anyways, let's go through the Truck Series. So as we see here, I'm going to go through all the entries that have been mainly changed. So let's start off with the number 1 for Max Verstappen Racing. Yes, Max Verstappen has took 2 trucks and will make them Toyotas. So he has hired Justin Bonsinger to be the 1 driver, to drive the number 1 truck. This is definitely a solid pickup. The guy that's running Xfinity races for Joe Gibbs Racing. And he's like a short track guy, and I've actually had the privilege to meet him at Riverhead at my home track. So it'll be cool to see what he can do on the Max Verstappen racing equipment. The 2 car has no changes. That's still going to be Cody Dennison. The 88 truck is going to be Ty Majeski, so he'll move over from the 98 to the 88 after Matt Crafton retired. The Tricon Garage number 54, that's basically what the number 1 was last year. That's going to be a part-time rotation. So PT means part-time because there's going to be multiple drivers in it. Tony Brinegar remains at Tricon. Dawson Sutton remains at Rackley War Racing. Don't mind the fact that it says RFK. I still have to fix that. Corey LaJoie will go full-time in the 7 for Spire. Josh Rayom will drive the number 33. Grant Finger will remain at the 9. Graham Velos will start at 35. Tricon Garage has found Corey Heim's replacement, which will be Frankie Muniz, shockingly. He found the funding to go full-time with Tricon. While this is a slightly downgrade from Corey Heim, I still think Frankie Muniz can actually do something. But only time will tell. And the second and final Max Verstappen racing entry will be Caden Honeycutt. After he received a second chance from Halmar Racing, Max Verstappen decided to have him full-time, drive his truck. You like to try to build a team around him and Justin Bonsinger. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Jake Garcia will remain in the 13. Daniel Dye is going to be moving down from the Xfinity to the Truck Series for Colleague Racing in their Dodge. Wallace Allen will be signed full-time to drive the number 15 711 entry. Brendan Queen has been tapped to drive a 16 for Colleague. I still have to fix the 17 paint scheme. Somebody else made that for me. It's kind of hard to pronounce the name, but it's a Discord name that starts with an OXY. So he helped make the 17 one, but I just got to figure out a way to fix that. Daniel Hemrick will drive the 19. He'll go full-time, and he'll be out of the Cup Series, which we'll go over who's going to replace him in a little bit. You have Mason Maggio, Tyler Ankrum, Lane Riggs. Kaz Gralla has been tapped to drive the 36 for Front Row Motorsports. They've decided to expand to a 3-car operation, and then keep Zane Smith. Landon Lewis will drive the Nice Motorsports number 41. So it'll be interesting to see how the Kevin Harvick Incorporated prospect will do. You have Matt Mills in the 42. Andres Perez is going to go to the McAnally Hilgerman Racing number 81. So it'll be interesting to see how he does after going to his 3rd Chevrolet team. Bailey Curry will drive the 45. Mike Harmon will drive the 74 for his own team. And LeVar Scott has been tabbed to drive the 2nd Halmar Friesen Racing entry, the 62 car. So it'll be interesting to see how both that team does with their second full-time entry and how LeVar Scott does in his rookie year. Spencer Boyd will drive the 76. Stuart Friesen will remain in the 52. Jack Wood will stay in the 91. Roger Carruth will stay in the 71. BJ McLeod has been tabbed by Spire Motorsports to drive full time for the team. So it'll be interesting to see how he does. Luke Baldwin has been tabbed to drive the number 98 for ThorSport. And then Ben Rhodes will continue to drive the number 99 car. It'll be interesting to see how Luke Baldwin does. He's done pretty well in select starts, so we'll see how that goes for him, and I wish him luck. So now let's move over to the Xfinity Series side. Sheldon Creed will stay in the 00, but will now be under Kevin Harvick Incorporated. Carson Quaffle will remain at JRM full time. Tanner Gray has been tabbed to move up to the Xfinity Series to drive the number 2 for RCR. The two Gray brothers will remain racing in the remain racing alongside each other, but now in the Xfinity Series. Sam Mayer will drive the 4 car for Kevin Harvick Incorporated. JRM has acquired the number 5 car, and it will be driven full-time by Corey Day, the Hendrick Motorsports prospect. We'll see how he does in his first full-time season. Brent Cruz has been tabbed by Williams Racing to drive the number 6 car. Williams will have 2 entries in the Xfinity Series. Leland Honeyman Jr. has been tabbed to drive the 70 car for the Cope Family Racing Team. Justin Allgaier remains at the 7. Sammy Smith remains at the 8. Josh Williams has been tabbed by Williams Racing to drive the number 9 car. So, see how that goes, as now the Williams team has acquired the number 9 entry. Parker Retzlaff has been tabbed to drive the number 22 for Penske Racing. So, Penske has 2 entries going into 2026. So see how that. So Parker Retzlaff will be one of the drivers. He's a very talented driver. I think Penske Penske has got a good prospect on their hands. Catherine Legg will drive full-time for the 78 for BJ McLeod Motorsports. Drew Waters has been... sorry, am I saying that right? No, sorry, Kent Waters has been tabbed to drive the SS Greenlight Racing number 14. Harrison Burton remains at AM Racing, the number 25. Brian Vargas has been tabbed to drive their one and only Xfinity entry for Colleague Racing. So they're going to be focusing on their truck and Cup Series program. And Hendrick Motorsports the number 17 car will only have Cup Series drivers. That's why it says Cup. 19 is a part-time entry between the Cup or truck or any other guys. William Sawaj will remain at the 18. Parker Kligerman is going to return full-time to Xfinity Series Racing, driving for Joe Gibbs Racing after he picked up the win at Daytona last year. So that would be a huge opportunity for Parker, and I wish him all the best. Hopefully he can actually get official wins instead of wins taken away from him. Or ones that gets in the record books. Hopefully he gets one in the record books. Maybe even compete for a championship. We'll see. RCR has tabbed Brett Moffitt to drive the number 21 car full-time. He's definitely one of those underrated drivers that I feel like RCR made a good choice in picking up. Corey Heim will drive for Sam Hunt Racing number 26 car full-time. So it'll be interesting to see how the Truck Series champion and the guy that's won 12 races on the year and has won so many races throughout truck and has been so competitive in Xfinity. We'll see how he does and try to help upstart that Sam Hunt Racing team. Jeb Burton will remain in the 27. Kyle Sieg in the 28. Helio Castro Neves will drive full-time for JRM in the Xfinity Series. Good opportunity for him. And the Canadian Series driver, DJ Kennington, will drive the 31 for Jordan Anderson Racing. Be interesting to see how he does in his first full-time season. So he moves over from the Canadian Series after having a successful season last year. Jordan Anderson will run races in the 32. Joey Gase will remain in the 35. Joey Hand in the 29. JJ Yaley in the 38. Ryan Sieg in the 39. No changes over there. Anthony Alfredo will stay in the 42. Ryan Ellis will stay in the 44. Well, actually, he'll move over to the 44, actually. So we'll go over where Brendan Poole is actually going in a bit. Connor Mozak will remain in the Viking Motorsports number 99 after he replaced Matt Benedetto towards the end of the year. Cesar Baccarello will drive the 45. Nick Sanchez will stay on for another year at Big Machine Racing. Jeremy Clements will continue to drive the 51 for his own team. Casey Mears will run one more full-time season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for Joey Gase Motorsports. It's not going to be really much, and it's also going to be a Honda car. See how that goes. Dean Thompson will drive the 24 for Sam Hunt Racing full-time. He'll remain on with the team. Dawson Cram will drive the Mike Holman Racing number 74. There's the second BJ McLeod entry, which will be driven by BJ McLeod. Be running races part-time there. And Taylor Gray, the other Gray brother, will continue to drive the 54 for Joe Gibbs Racing, but will be sponsored by Monster Energy. Kyle Weatherman will be driving full-time for the DGM number 91. Josh Blicky will remain full-time. And there's a part-time entry for the Team Penske number 12 car. They'll have some select drivers, whether it's Cup or all around like the other part-time entries have. And Kevin Harvick Incorporated has 3 cars in the Xfinity Series, and they've tabbed Brendan Poole. This one's definitely like a cool pick. He's definitely one of those underrated drivers, and he's definitely been able to take lower-tier equipment to new heights. Kind of reminds me of Kurt Busch, but I think Kurt Busch is definitely a lot better. But I think when it comes to like taking backmarker teams to like new heights, that's what I think about when it comes to Brendan Poole. So I think Kevin Harvick's definitely picked up the right guy. And now, last but not least, let's go over the Cup Series entries. So, let's go with it. Ross Chastain remains at the 1 for Trackhouse. Kyle Busch will move over from the 8 for Richard Childress Racing to the 2 car, Penske Racing. He was about to sign a deal with Hendrick Motorsports, actually, before Penske came in at the last moment. They were able to offer him a spot in the Indy 500 for 2 years with a third-year option. So, and Kyle Busch wanted to run the Indy 500, and Hendrick Motorsports did not be able to offer that. So, he has been tabbed to drive the 2 car for Team Penske. Austin Hill will move up from the Xfinity Series to drive for the RCR and the Cup Series, to drive the 3 car after Austin Dillon's going to move up to a ownership role. So it'll be interesting to see how he does, a guy that does well in super speedways. Now here's me. I'll be moving over to Kevin Harvick Racing Incorporated, number 4 car. So we look to try to build up on our success from last season, making the championship 4. Try to get 3 spots up the grid. Kyle Larson remains in the 5 car. Brad Keselowski remains in the 6. Justin Haley remains in the 7 after having one of the best seasons out of everybody last year. Failed to make the round of 4. And you'll have to try to build on it on the Honda number 7 car. Jesse Love will move up to join us along with Austin Hill to help build up the Cup Series program for RCR. So it'll be interesting to see how both of them will work together now that they're reunited and try to help build the Cup Series program. Chase Elliott will stay in number 9. No changes there. Ty Dillon, the Daytona 500 winner in this sim, will remain in the 10 car for Colleague Racing. Denny Hamlin, he's decided to commit for 2026 after he came up short, not just in real life, but also in this sim. He'll have to try to bounce back after he thought he had the championship won, but you have to, think he could do it this year. Ryan Blaney will remain in 12. AJ Allmendinger will remain in 16. Riley Herbst will get another shot with 2311 after he made the playoffs. But there have been rumors that he can get replaced in the near future if he doesn't step it up this year. Daniel Suarez will drive the Williams Racing number 55 after he was let go from Trackhouse. Williams Racing decided to sign him first. Actually, no, he was signed second to the team. We'll go over it on the other entry in a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how Daniel Suarez does with another opportunity at Williams Racing. We'll see if he could build up that team. Shane Van Gisbergen will remain in the 88. Chris Bush will remain in the 17. Chase Briscoe will remain in the 19. Christopher Bell will remain in the 20. Josh Berry, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, William Byron will remain in their respective rides. Colleague Racing is like I said, moved on from Daniel Hemrick after he was the lone driver on the team to not pick up a win. And it's to tab Landon Castle to drive the full-time number 31 car. It'll be interesting to see how he does. He drove for Colleague Racing in the Xfinity Series a couple of years ago. Almost made the playoffs with them. So I think an opportunity in the Cup Series is definitely going to be interesting to see how he does. But I think he can actually do pretty well with it. Todd Gillen will drive the 34 once again. Ryan Preece will drive the 60. Once again, Zane Smith will stay in the 38. Cole Custer will move over to be my teammate at Kevin Harvick Incorporated. He has one win in his career, which came at Kentucky in 2020. Obviously none in the sim. But me and Kevin Harvick believe that he has a lot of potential. And I think us working together, I think we'll definitely gel together pretty well. John Henry Nemechek and Eric Jones will remain at the Legacy Motor Club. Tyler Reich will remain with 2311. Ricky St. Jr. will remain in the 47. Alex Bowman will remain in the 48. Noah Gregson will move over to the 4, from the 4 to the 36 for Frontline Motorsports. The defending champion will remain with the team, but will have a new number. Will he be able to repeat next year? Austin Cindric has been also tabbed to drive the Williams Racing number 63 car. Be interesting to see how Suarez and Cindric work together. Then you have Ty Gibbs, remain with Joe Gibbs Racing. Michael McDowell will remain in the 71. Carson Hocevar will remain in the 77. For Spire Motorsports, nothing's changing there, besides the fact that they're now Hondas. Ryan Truex has been tabbed to drive the number 84 for Legacy Motor Club. So I'm going to see how the brother of Martin Truex Jr. does in his first full-time season. And then, last but not least, Connor Zilish, after winning 10 races in the Xfinity Series, has been promoted to drive the number 99 for Trackhouse Racing. So, that is going to do it for all the off-season changes. We'll see you in Season 2